The thing about the wisdom is I share my wisdom about everything, openly share everything I do. This part of wisdom I'm sharing with you. You need to know that answer on your own. Getting that off a video is not the right way for you to get that wisdom. I'm saddling Bob up, getting ready to ride, and while I'm doing that, I want to take a minute and talk a little bit about getting you and your horse ready to show in a ranch type class. It could be ranch riding, ranch trail, a ranch pleasure class, a cow horse class, whichever class. But I want to start by talking about things that you need to go through your mind mentally as you're getting ready to show. That's somebody asked for that, and I thought that was a really good idea for a video. Let me go grab my saddle. The first thing, which I think is the most important thing, and I think very few people actually do, is read your rule book. And I see so many people asking questions on Facebook. Is this legal? Is that legal? Do I have too much silver? Is this the wrong silver? How do I clip the ears? And that varies from organization to organization, but it also varies from year to year within the organization. When American Quarter Horse first brought in ranch riding and passed those rules have changed since then. And the questions, the answers that you're going to get are not necessarily reliable. And even if they are reliable, you need to think about how that applies to you. When you're showing your horse, and no matter what event you're showing in, you need to show your horse to the best of yours and your horse's ability. And starting by reading the rules so that you know what they're looking for is going to put you way ahead of your competition. And even if you're not showing an American Quarter Horse Association, I suggest you start by reading their ranch rules. And if you're showing in another organization, then read those rules second. Most ranch rules are based on the American Quarter Horse Association, and then there's a little bit of variation afterwards. And a lot of times in other association rules, they'll even refer back to the American Quarter Horse rules. So you can go to their website, download their rules, don't cost anything, read them. Best knowledge you can have. And also read the rules for the association you're showing in, American Ranch Horse Association, a different breed association. You can be showing ranch at an Arabian show. And I'll share a story with you about one time when I was showing an Arabian horse at an Arabian show in an Arabian class. The Arabian rules apply, and the U.S. Equestrian Federation rules apply. And there's also a sentence in the Arabian rules that says National Reining Horse Association rules apply. So all three of the rules apply, and they're not all the same. There's a little bit of variation. And you have to know at what point which rule applies. And a story about when I was showing an Arabian show in reining, and rode my pattern and came out, and they gave me a 0 score. And when I looked at the score sheet, it showed that I had spun too many times, and I think it was my first set of spins. So they zeroed me, which gave me a 0 score at the end. Well, in the National Reining Horse Association, anytime the whole class is being videoed by a public videographer, not just an individual, but if the show hires a videographer, you can challenge that 0 score. So I went to the show office and said, I want to challenge my 0 score under National Reining Horse Association rules, because that was a gray area. It really didn't say which rules applied, because Arabians have a process for challenging a score also. So it took the show office a minute to figure out what the process was. And I went through the challenge process and actually won my challenge, but the judge didn't score my run out like she should have. So she had to score my run off a video, which is not ideal. But that goes back to, I ended up with a score, which getting a score was really important for me taking that horse to Arabian Nationals. I needed the score. And that goes to show you, if I would not have known the rules, I'd have been out of luck. And I probably would have had to take that horse to a different show to get the score that I was needing. So know your rules in the association that you're showing in, and know the American Quarter Horse Association rules for ranch. And if you're gonna, let's talk kind of specific about ranch riding. So ranch riding has some specific rules about tack, and it has some specific rules about silver, clipping. And I'm not gonna go over each rule. I'm not gonna tell you the answer to each situation. You need to know that there is a rule about silver. You need to look that up in the rule book. You need to know the answer for yourself, not the answer that somebody told you. You need to know if that silver concho right there is legal or not. You need to know it for your own knowledge, not because somebody told you it's legal or not. Talk about clipping. There are a lot of rules about clipping that deal with showing in ranch riding. You need to know what's allowed. You need to know what's not allowed. And it is so important, and not only for your knowledge, but for your peace of mind and your knowing that you're right. If I had not known that I was right, if I had not known the rules at that Arabian show, I wouldn't have known what to do. But I knew the rules. I had been to quite a few reining schools, and I was very confident on my reining rules. You need to know the rules just as well. If you're not sure about any rule, look it up. And it's okay to not know everything, but you need to know where to find the answer. So as far as preparing for ranch riding, you need to know that there's a silver rule, a rule about how much silver you have on your saddle. You need to know what the answer is. I'm not going to tell you. You need to look it up. You need to know if that concho is legal or not. You need to know the answer. You need to look it up. I'm not going to tell you. It is important. That is the most important thing I think I will probably ever say on a video. Me not telling you the answer is the best answer I could tell you. You need to know where to find that answer. Same way with clipping, same way with bits, silver on a bit, silver on the reins, what kind of reins. All important to know. It's not hard to find, and the rules aren't that complicated to read. So that is my wash rack wisdom video for this week. And the thing about the wisdom is I share my wisdom about everything. Openly share everything I do. This part of wisdom I'm sharing with you. You need to know that answer on your own. Getting that off a video is not the right way for you to get that wisdom. So this is Bob. I'll put a link up here to his other videos on YouTube. Until next time, thank you for watching.